So today I continue talking about your inner child. And of course, this is not exhaustive. This gives you a chance to hear, and so that you can also do some research on your own to understand your own inner child and how you can be able to embrace that inner child, and so you can experience the kind of life that you desire. You see, our inner child is where we have the ability to be creative, the ability to have this wonder about life, the ability to enjoy and experience the joy of life. If we lose that wonder and we lose that innocence and that creativity, then we feel stuck in life. And so my hope and objective in sharing this information is so that you can begin the journey of getting in touch with your inner child. So last video, I talked about what happens, the break that happens when you are growing up and you don't get your needs met, when your emotional needs are not met. There is a break that happens. So the wounded inner child plus the person that you are becoming, they have a break, because now you don't have the opportunity to just experience the wonder of life, because you have been told the world is not safe, the people around you don't love you, the people around you are not safe, and so you begin to self-protect very early. Instead of you developing this wonder and this creativity and this innocence and making it part of your life, there is a break that happens. During that break, this is what you tell yourself. Number one, you either tell yourself, I'm not loved. Number two, you tell yourself, I'm not worthy. Number three, you tell yourself, I'm not safe. And number four, you tell yourself, I'm not able. And so we struggle with low self-worth, low self-esteem, low self-confidence, because during the years when we would have been able to develop this feeling of worthiness and feelings of confidence and feelings that I can do anything I put my mind to it, we didn't, because we were busy self-protecting. And so we create walls and we are not able to expand and to become the best that we can. So the causes of this woundedness of the inner child, I'm going to list them so that you can take time to see whether this is something you have experienced. Number one, neglect. And neglect is where you are not given what you need when you need it. I'm not talking about entitlement. I'm talking about that very basic emotional need that you have as a human being to connect with other significant individuals in your life. So, for instance, the child who is left to cry for hours without any attention being given to them, the child who is not given food, or they are not safe, they are not warm. That is what I'm talking about, the neglect of very basic things that you need. And then there is also what we call abandonment. And abandonment is when a child is separated from their birth parents or from their birth mother especially. There is something that breaks. There is a break that happens, and that child continually feels that they have not been able to connect deeply with the person that gave them life. And then we also have what we call abuse. Now, abuse takes many forms. There is physical abuse, where the child is beaten up a lot. And, disproportionately, those people who believe, spare the rod and spoil the child, and they actually use the rod to actually spoil the child, to break the spirit of the child. So when that is happening, that physical abuse again creates that break, because now I can't focus on my innocence, my creativity, my growth, emotional growth, because I have to use a lot of energy to protect myself. Then we have emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is when, number one, when I speak, when I talk about how I feel, nobody listens to me, nobody meets my emotional need, people don't take me seriously, Or when I share, they listen and then they either negate it or they dismiss it. So I don't get validated. I don't get to be told that how I'm feeling is valid, even if they need to correct me, but they don't allow me to feel that my feelings are valid. So I am missing being listened to, and I'm missing being embraced emotionally. So I am put in a space where I have to take care of myself. I have to build these walls, because when I speak and I say what I feel, I am abused, or I am dismissed, or I am made to feel stupid. Then we have verbal abuse. Oh my goodness. How many of us were called, and I will use Swahili here, kichwa maji, kichwa ngumu, lazy, all those things that we were called. I am not saying that we can't tell our children that you are lazy or whatever we want to tell them. What I'm saying is that some of the words we use with our children, we can use different words, because children are very concrete. What they hear, that's exactly what they are going to take. They don't have the ability to kind of discriminate that my mother is upset because I didn't clean my room. All they hear is I am being rejected, I'm being labeled as this person, why even try? So we discourage the growth of our children because of using these verbal abusive words. There are other words we can use that can send the same message without attacking the self. And then fourthly, we have what we call sexual violence. And there is a huge percentage of our population today, and especially in our culture here in Kenya, that many adults will tell stories of how they were sexually abused one way or the other, either by family members who were a little older than them, or by strangers, or people even they trusted, uncles, cousins, whoever. I also have been able to hear stories of young women who were touched sexually by their female cousins. So these things are happening. It's not just across genders. It can also be same gender, that a child was touched below the age of 10. Anything that happened to that child that attacked their personhood, their feeling of worth, their feeling of safety, that spirit of that child was wounded. The emotions of that child were wounded. And so the break continues to grow. And then there is also what we call, when children now become school age, there is what now they are learning whether they are capable or not. So if they go to school and they do their best, and all they hear is that, why didn't you get an A like your brother? Why didn't you get a B like your sister? Why are you not here? Why are you not reaching this mark? That child begins to develop the feeling that they are not competent. Again, the break continues, because they have been told through these abusive experiences that they have. They are told that they cannot find a safe place. They are told that they are not loved. They are told that they are not capable, they are not competent, or they are told that they are not good enough. And so this break that I talked about continues to widen, because now the child continues to experience these abuses to their person, and they are not able to find a way to process that. So they leave, the emotions stay in their subconscious, and it begins to form what we call values, it begins to form belief systems, and it begins to form attitudes about themselves. And so it's very important, as you listen, that if you struggle with feelings of good enough, feelings of competence, you struggle with feeling stuck, not happy, and you don't know what it is important for you to realize it may have a lot to do with your inner child, and the fact that you are not given the opportunity to develop fully emotionally and even spiritually. In fact, when you become a young adult and you are introduced to church, sometimes we go and bury ourselves in the church. But we are still, even though we are doing all these things, we still have that inner child that feels unacceptable, unloved, and incompetent. Regardless of how the reality is, the wounded child continues to feel these emotions that I am talking about. So I hope that you have gotten one or two things that could help you begin the process of getting in touch with that inner child. I am looking forward to the next videos that we will talk about how now to embrace and how this experience has affected your adult life. Leave me a comment, call me on the number on the screen, or reach out to us through the website www.gracekaraoke.co.ke. We'll be glad to work with you and offer you the help that you need. Until next time, continue to live by design with Grace Karaoke.